Yeah, welcome everybody. DTM penultimate round of the 2024 DTM season. There was a real nail biter what we saw today here at Hockenheim. So again, as so often after the Saturday's race in this season, we have a change in the championship lead. We have our pole sitter and winning driver here, a new championship leader by 2 points, Calvin van der Linde, Audi, on second place. Lucas Auer, Mercedes AMG team, or Manfilter, Mercedes AMG, and in third place, Aanan Gven for Mante EMA. I think first of all, that race was worth a round of applause today here from our journalist. Yeah, what an exciting race, Calvin. I guess that was one very important victory today.
Yeah, it was. To be honest with you, on every piece of paper we wrote down in the last 2 weeks on what a possible outcome could come this weekend, definitely on the strategy sheet, it didn't say that we would be leading the championship today. So after the qualifying this morning, which was also a surprise that it was wet, we knew we had a good car in the wet conditions. But even on the grid today, I was not 100% sure if we had the pace. I know Mirko was very quick yesterday in free practice. We actually struggled a little bit in the free practices in the dry. So I wasn't sure that we could stay there. But yeah, it was pretty clear after the first couple of laps I could make a small gap. And then Lucas started to come a bit closer. And to be honest with you, I had the feeling after about 10 laps, I said to the team, should I just let this guy go? I can't deal with the pressure. He's just too quick. And the team said to me, wait 2 more laps. And I kept on pushing for 2 more laps. He made a small mistake, so I had a gap of 1.5 seconds. Okay, then carried on going, 2 more laps. And then the pit stop window came. I kept him behind the pit stop window. And then they had a mega pit stop, got ahead of us, but he wasn't able to switch on his tires as well. So I got passed again. But I knew again that he would come at some point. Once he switched his tire on, he would come back. And yeah, he was fighting really hard today. I think he knew, obviously, I was fighting for the championship. It's always great fighting with Lucas. I know yeah, it's difficult in both situations. He obviously is fighting for a race win. He's had a good end to the season now, wants to carry on winning races. And for me, it's obviously about the championship. And I knew he would fight me hard, but he's always a fair guy. And to be honest, I felt a bit like I didn't always feel good about defending. I knew I was defending hard today, no question about it. And I was actually waiting for the contact at some point because for sure I was on the limit with my defending. But no, today was not a day to be nice. But no, I would have also been happy for him to win the race today. I think he would have deserved it just as much. But I'm really happy we got the points.
At one time there was a little bit contact, so between your cars. So what did you say on the radio, or how did that situation go?
I mean, to be honest, like I said, I was expecting contact at some point the way I was defending. But also, I mean, in the past for sure, I've also had some touches with other cars, so I'm not really the one to complain when someone touches me. It's part of touring car racing. It's part of DTM. It's why we love racing. We love the close fights in DTM, not the boring ones we see in Formula 1. So I think it was all fine.
That was your third victory of the season and the first on a dry tarmac, but you said the qualifying session was wet. How important was that it's wet? Because we know from the earlier part of the season that you're really good on the new kind of Pirelli wet tires. So how important was that for the victory?
Yeah, it was very important. I mean, to start on pole position here, for sure it's a track where you can overtake after the long straights. But it was very important today. I mean, like I said, after Lucas passed me in the pit stop, I thought he would actually win the race today. I was pretty sure that he did enough, or him and his team. But I was just lucky to get back past. And once I had track position, like I said, I could always manage the last sector. I felt like he had a bit of dirty air. Always had to watch my mirrors exit of turn 2. And there was always like a certain gap where if he had like 10 meters less or 10 meters more, I knew he could have a slipstream and try and attack me. So it was just covering off all of his attacks and into the hairpin, and then I knew I was pretty much safe after that.
So now it's 2 points. You lead the championship by 2 points. So what do you say about tomorrow's then showdown?
Well, first of all, I think it's the showdown we all wanted. We wanted a Sunday showdown, not one to be finished on Saturday. That was also my goal coming here. I knew it would be a difficult race weekend, but my big goal was to make the championship go until Sunday, and we achieved that now. But yeah, the fact that we're leading is obviously a big surprise. Obviously, you don't want to start the final race of the year with 20 kilograms of success ballast. This obviously we know, but at the end of the day, we just have to stay in front of Mirko. Doesn't matter if we win the race or finish fifth. So.
Thank you, Kevin. Then moving on to Lucas Auer. Lucas, finally, on the last weekend of the season, your first podium finish of this year's season. So it's been a while. So you gave Kevin a really hard race, but at the end, there was a little bit missing.
Yeah, first of all, I thought it was a really tough and cool race. We were both on the limits, but I guess this is exactly what it's all about in motorsport. And yeah, it was really difficult because he basically positioned his car very well, always had a good exit in turn 2, and for me it was tough to really find a gap. As Kelvin already said, after the pit stop, my guys did an amazing job, struggled a bit to switch on the tires. So he was always in the first stage a bit quicker than me, but then I think I was more kind to my tires and I could really fight him. But anyway, I couldn't find a way past him, and really congrats to him and to his team. But for me, it was a mega race, actually.
That's true. There was really a mega race. So how did you judge that situation where you made a slight contact with Kelvin?
Yeah, actually, we were really stuck, yeah. So no, I guess for both of us, not so nice. I thought I had a puncture afterwards, and I guess he thought the same. But anyway, that's part of the game. We both survived, but after that, basically, it was pretty much over for me. Also, my tires were just done afterwards.
So you have a really good weekend so far here at Hockenheim. Is it just Hockenheim, or did you change something in your car setup, or what makes you so quick here this weekend?
As you said, it was a very tough season with a lot of drama and things we had to improve. But seems like this weekend and also today in the rain, we could at least qualify at the front. This helps a lot. It's a different race once you are in the front. But seems like this time we got everything together.
And you had a really good week so far with clinching the GT World Sprint Challenge title last weekend together with Mauro. So, belated congrats to that. So, what are you expecting from tomorrow's race with the title decision still going very hot now?
I think tomorrow will be dry, so it will be interesting how we are in qualifying. And the goal is to be again somewhere at the front and then go again for the win.
Okay, thank you, Lucas. Aanan Gven, also for you, first podium finish of the season. So you had the best seat in the house today. So how was your race with very entertaining action in front of you?
Yeah, I mean, this morning qualifying was wet, and I think we did good job to put car in P3. But also, like Kelvin, I was not sure if we could keep in the dry. And then yeah, I get a good start. I could not overtake Lucas. He did a good job in turn 1, and then yeah, I tried to keep the gap, and they were a bit quicker than me. I was losing, but I was maximizing. And then as soon as they start to fight a bit, I could catch back. But as soon as they have clean laps, I lose them a bit. So I was trying to be close for the pit window, or if they fight, I want to be close, but I could never have the chance to be really close. I think we did good pit stop, but yeah, after the pit stop, I knew they will fight in one point because Lucas will look a bit quicker. So I tried to be close, but when they had a contact, I was not close enough to get the advantage out of it. And then yeah, Mauro was a bit quicker at the end, but sector 3 we are strong, so I could make enough gap. And if you do good sector 1, then you are safe for sector 2. So I was trying to maximize and yeah, get my first podium. Yeah, super happy.
You are racing your own race, but you are in the middle of the championship fight with Kelvin in front of you, Mauro from the back, and also Mirko. So how did that feel? Did it make you any nervous, or say, I don't want to play a part in this decision?
Yeah, that's what I did. I didn't play any part. I just do my race. So I think everyone deserve the title out of 3 guys coming to the final event. And you know, I do my job. For sure, I will not make their life harder, but for sure, I also race hard as usual. But yeah, I make sure that I'm not involved in their business. I just doing my job and do my best. And yeah, if I was too soft to someone, it's also unfair to others. If I'm too hard to one of them, it's also unfair for him. So I'm just doing my race and try to finish season high.
Okay, thank you, Hansen. Do we have any questions here from the floor?
Congratulations to you guys. Question for Kelvin. Of course, there was this contact with Luki Auer. Did you fear in that moment that something might be broken, and how difficult is it for you when you are having this pressure also with the title fight to handle such situations?
Maybe for 2 corners, both of us thought we had a puncture, but I think most of it was we probably probably collected some pickup. There was a lot of pickup on track today, so a lot of marbles out there, and there was a lot of noise coming from the tires. So obviously, every little noise that's not normal, you think it's probably a puncture or something, but in the end it was okay. And yeah, of course, the pressure is massively high. I would have preferred to just drive away into the distance today, considering we're fighting for the championship, but that's why I just had to fight so hard today. And I mean, it's great when you can win races like that, because you know you have a lot of pressure in the championship. You have a guy that's not fighting for the championship trying to win his first race of the season. So it was a lot of pressure, and I'm not going to deny that. I mean, I was shitting my pants quite a lot, but in the end, it was enough.
How afraid have you been also after yesterday that the pace might not be enough with the car? Of course, there was the rain in the morning that helped you a little bit, I guess. Yeah,
we didn't really know because there was a red flag in FP2, so it was only really Mirko that had a good lap. And myself and the Mercedes cars tried to push then in the track safari where we were still slower than him, but it was, let's say, quite clear that it would be very close today. So, I mean, I think you could see in the race the pace was very similar from everyone. Maybe the Mercedes had a bit less tire dig than me in the end of the race, but it looked pretty close, to be honest, I have to say. So let's see what they change for tomorrow. I don't know if they will change something.
How good is the position now? You are, of course, the 2 points, you have the lead, but at the same time, yeah, the success ballast for the race here, it might be also a problem.
Yeah, I mean, the 20 kilos will kill us tomorrow, that's for sure. It's a track which is very weight sensitive. But like I said many times, we don't need to necessarily win the race tomorrow. We just need to finish ahead of Mirko and ahead of Maro. So that's the goal.
Yeah, question to Aanan. Very good result today. The best, maybe your best race of the season, I could imagine. Also for you, how important is that result also in terms of your future in DTM and at the Manthey team?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, with the Manthey, we had a really good season with the Bathurst win and Nürburgring 24 this season. So for sure, DTM was the missing, but also the first half of the season was not went like we want, and we reached the lowest point in the mid-season. But I think from that point, we don't blame, no side blame each other. We just work to become better, and I think this is what we did from the middle of the season. Race by race, we did really good races. I think in Nürburgring, in Red Bull Ring, in Sachsenring, all of the races we got, like, we are P5, so it was always there. We were there in the second part of the season, so yeah. And I know that I'm in the Porsche. I want to do DTM, but yeah. Then other than that, we will, I think, have off season, winter time to talk about it. For sure, I want to stay in DTM.
Question for Luki. I can imagine a very difficult race. At one point you want to win the race, then you are fighting against the guy who is fighting for the title, then your teammate is as well in the title fight. How do you handle such a situation? Just focus on yourself, probably?
Yeah, at the end, I mean, you know the position you're in, but at the end my big goal today was the win. And I have to say it again, Kelvin just did an amazing job, also his crew, and was a cool race, but of course it's very tough, intense, I guess, for both of us. And but anyway, that's proper motorsport.
Sorry, I apologize. I have 3 questions, maybe a little bit much, but I'm first time here in the DTM and I just want to check something. First, 1 question for you, Kelvin, and then 2 questions for Lucas. In the middle of the race, around lap 17 or 18, you were running together with your brother. Did you expect any help, or
with my brother?
Yeah.
Where was he?
Well, you were left 17 or 18, you were running together.
Me and my brother. I didn't see a BMW the whole race. No? What? Was
Also,
my
I
brother
haven't
in the
seen
race
BMW.
today?
Luckily.
Didn't see him.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
So anyway, when you are running together, just say the configuration
Yeah.
or the option is turning up, you just fight as any other competitor, correct?
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, we showed it in the past that we race hard and we both love being in DTM. But I didn't see him today, so maybe I'll ask him for a coffee later. Then I can chat about the race with him. I really didn't see him today in the race.
And then two questions for Lucas. Actually, it's technical questions. When you look to the Audi and to the Lamborghinis, they have identical or similar engine configuration. The AMG GT3 Mercedes has a V8. Do you think there is a technical disadvantage with the engine at the front, more weight on the front axle, and more tire wear? And question number two, you mentioned you have a qualifying tomorrow for race number 2. Are you doing the qualifying with the current race setup, or you modify the car?
So about the first question, I believe all the manufacturers, they have different strengths, 100%. All the manufacturers are switching on the tires different. So you have different strengths and weaknesses. At the end, it's up to BUB to balance it out, and also up to us, to find the right setup to really get our weaknesses as good as possible. And about the second question, I think I keep the setup. I think it's not so bad, yeah. I will.
Maybe less fuel, huh?
Less fuel is good, actually, and new tires, maybe also. No, but the car was good. Maybe some quali adaptations. You can do something for quali, but I believe I had a good car.
More questions from the floor? No? Thank you. Then thank you, everybody, and hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.